we'll just drop this bad boy off so I can do a first ride on it and see what I think. Why don't you come along? The Fuell Fluid is not some cheap attempt at an e-bike. It's actually a nicely designed and even more nicely outfitted e-bike, which it really should be considering it was designed by motorcycle legend Eric Buell and has to live up to a high standard if he's going to put his name on it. That motor in the center is a customized Bofeli mid-drive. It's listed as a 500 watt nominal motor, but these things always seem to be underrated, so who knows how much power it really puts out at its peak. It'll take you all the way up to 28 miles per hour or 45 kilometers per hour, so this is not a weak motor, mind you. Transferring that power to the rear wheel is a Gates carbon belt drive, a zero maintenance and zero mess drivetrain that is smooth, smooth, smooth. Though part of that smoothness is thanks to the super convenient Shimano Alpine 8-speed internally geared hub. Folks, this combination of a mid-drive motor with a belt drive and an internally geared hub is probably my favorite drivetrain setup in the entire e-bike industry. It's only found on these nicer, higher-end e-bikes, and you do have to pay a premium for it, which we'll talk about in just a second, I promise. But it is so worth it, because it is just a complete pleasure to work with. The mid-drive motor gives you a great balance and low center of gravity. The belt drive never needs fiddling with, never gets dirty and never smudges your pants or ankle, and the internally geared hub means that you can shift even at stops, and you don't have to worry about smacking your fragile derailleur on obstacles like curbs, stairs, or subway doors. And the 8-speed version here gives you plenty of options for gear ratios, unlike the more basic 3 and 5-speed internally geared hubs. On the battery side of things, you get dual 500 watt-hour packs, each rated at 48 volts and 10.5 amp hours. Together, that's enough for 125 miles or 200 kilometers of max range, if you're using the lowest pedal assist option. Even if you bumped up to the max assist though, that much battery will probably never run short of 50 miles or 80 kilometers, partly thanks to the pedal assist only operation. No throttle here. Other nice features include the Tektro dual piston hydraulic disc brakes biting down on 180mm rotors, a powerful 900 lumen headlight with nicely integrated lighting, a 3.2-inch color screen, anti-theft options, including a Dutch-style rear wheel lock, GPS tracking, and pin code startup, the sweet e-bike specific Pirelli tires, a big side view mirror, long travel suspension fork, included rack and fenders, a loud electric horn, and a sturdy double kickstand. Now all of that adds up to a lot of extra weight too. This thing is a 39 kilo or 79 pound bike, which is heavy even by e-bike standards. But then again, you're also looking at a serious commuting machine here, and so while it does pack on a lot of extra weight, that comes in the form of extra features and a ruggedly designed frame to make sure you've got everything you need for a serious commute. Basically, the whole thing is just a nicely designed and nicely outfitted bike. And that really shines through in the riding experience. It doesn't feel nearly as heavy in motion, as a lot of the weight is fairly low on the bike, though that upper battery does feel a bit heavier when leaning the bike. But altogether, the components mesh so beautifully that the e-bike really feels like an extension of you. It just pedals so nicely underneath you, and it provides enough power and assist without being overpowering. It's really nicely tuned so that when you start to apply power to the pedals, it comes on very smoothly. It doesn't feel jerky like those cadence-based sensors. It has a nice, just natural pedal stroke to it. The Pirelli tires also grip hard in turns, and the riding position gives you a nice hybrid somewhere between a sportier tucked ride and a more upright cruiser ride. In fact, and this is not a setup at all, but while I was out riding, I got a call that I needed to return the bike, and when I rode back to hand it over, I accidentally captured my true in-the-moment thoughts when I forgot to turn off my 360 camera. Also, apologies to Robert from Fuell for surprising him with the horn blast here. I hadn't tested it out yet.
Oh, that's loud. Sorry, that's the first time I've used that one.
It's loud, right?
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that loud.
What do you think?
It's awesome, yeah.
It's cool, right?
Oh man, it is so much fun. It almost feels like I'm riding a motorcycle. Like, I mean, I'm pedaling.
I know, it's powerful.
It's powerful, but also the handling. Like, it's
Right.
just, I don't know, the tires too. It all just feels so smooth.
I wish I could have recorded you saying that.
I actually did record. I'm just turning it off now.
So I promised we'd talk price, and here it is. This model of the Fuell Fluid is priced at $4,995. It was actually a bit lower until recently, when multiple different pressures on the e-bike industry, including a shortage of components and a weakening dollar, have helped push prices higher across the industry. So at almost $5,000, this is not an inexpensive e-bike. But there's also a really healthy market for high-dollar e-bikes, including several that are more expensive than this. Obviously, the quality and performance of a bike like this put it above the budget or even mid-tier e-bikes, and so you're paying for something that is built to last much longer. Of course, that unfortunately prices out a good chunk of the market, but for those with the cash to spare and who are looking for a higher quality machine designed to last the test of time, I'd definitely say Fuell has a winner on their hands here. It ain't cheap, but it's worth it in the long run.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We hope you enjoyed that review of the Fuell Fluid. If you did, why don't you give it a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our future electric vehicle videos. We'll see you here next time.